Hi everyone, I'm Lucia Costin, rapid transformational therapist, and today we're going to talk about something that is hitting home, and that is mom burnout, because I don't think we address it a lot. We tend to spread a lot of blame and to point fingers, but no one actually talks about how difficult it is and how draining motherhood can be at times. So I invite you to sit down for a moment, take a deep breath in, and dedicate the couple of minutes, the next minutes, to yourself. Because let's face it, when was the last time you sat down and you listened to something without folding the laundry or answering a question or doing anything else on the side? We are constantly multitasking. And before you know it, you burn out. And I'm not talking about you're feeling tired. I'm talking about that bone deep exhaustion where you wake up and you are already deflated, where you snap over spilled cereal and then you feel like the worst mom on the planet, where you are constantly calculating in your head how many minutes before we're all running late. And if you're not running on fumes or snapping over spilled milk and wondering what happened to your life, um, there's nothing wrong. It's all part of the story and of the journey. But this episode is for the mom who is doing all the things: the pickups, the drop-offs, the teacher meeting, the homework, the planning, the meal prepping, the appointments, the favorite pajama that needs to be ready. And she still feels like she's failing and she's not doing it all and she's not doing enough. And you're depleted, you're not broken. And we're here to talk about it. And let me tell you some of the things that I've been hearing from moms everywhere. And it's not the filtered Instagram version where everything is fine and perfect. It's the real life, the behind the scenes, if you wish. Because you're not just tired, you're emptied out, you're stretched too thin by invisible expectations, just going through the motions rather than feeling present and engaged. And one mom actually told me that she loves her kids so much, but she can't stand parenting right now. And what does that make me if I can't stand parenting as a mom? And burnout doesn't happen because you're weak. It happens because the expectations are too high and the support is non-existent. So think about your day for a second. Your days start at dawn and don't stop until you collapse late at night. On any given day, you might be responsible for preparing meals, ensuring your children are dressed, fed, entertained, going to work meetings, keeping the house, you know, everything is seamless. You do all the behind the scene work. Nobody sees, nobody wants to know. The laundry, the shopping list, the bills, the emails, the to-do lists. And that's not everything that we do on a normal day. Holding your to-do list in your head all the time is exhausting too. So the act of managing it all takes a lot of your mental space. And I know you get me because at times rest feels like rebellion. More often than not, moms are praised for sacrificing themselves, for not having healthy boundaries, for being there all the time for everybody. When did surviving become a badge of honor? When did we start celebrating moms who run on empty and run themselves into the ground? And there's some wisdom I want to share with you, and I wish someone told me this earlier. because the loneliness is sneaky, and at times it goes unbothered and nobody noticed it before it's too late, because motherhood is shockingly lonely, especially in the early years when, you're doing it all without the village. You're surrounded by people all day long, and yet you feel completely alone. And, you scroll on social media, you see everybody's reels and highlights, and it just makes you feel worse. Which brings to the second point, the fact that we're people, not robots, and moms have needs too. And those needs don't need to be lost on the list. You're not feeling well, you're having a bad day, you wish you could nap, but your kids expect you to care for them. There's things to be done. And somewhere along the way, we internalize that message that good moms don't need rest, good moms just keep on going. Culture tells parents, and particularly mothers, that exhaustion is the price of love. And really, it's not. It never was. Sustainable parenting requires sustainable conditions. It's all one big ecosystem in which the guilt is vicious. I should be enjoying this. Other parents manage. What's wrong with me? What's the burnout? What's all this? And it's not a sign of weakness or selfishness or not loving your children enough. It's the predictable outcome of giving more than you have for longer than it's sustainable. So let's talk about mental health for a second, because it's not just about doing the laundry or remembering that your daughter needs her PE kit or anything else that might be on your mind. It's knowing which kid needs the permission slip signed. It's the doctor's appointments, the birthday party, the grocery list. You're mentally writing while someone's telling you about Minecraft for 45 minutes straight. You're not just keeping your kids alive and healthy, you're also meal prepping, tracking everyone's appointments a lot of the time. And there's evidence of lack of support for an unequal expectation set on mothers. And this is the hardest part, and maybe the hardest pill to swallow, the realization that the expectations are unrealistic, and the fact that somehow we've been conditioned to push through, to keep going, to not ask for help, to not show any sign of weakness, and to always put ourselves first, because we've been, again, trained and conditioned that this is what good moms do. We're some sort of superhero with capes, never sick, never needing anything, always there if somebody else needs us. And one mom said it perfectly. Your partner gets to be the fun parent, and you're the one managing everything. You're the one nagging. You're the one that, makes the fun go away. And it really hurts for us as moms, because we want to be the fun parent. We want to enjoy those moments. We want to be happy with our children. Unfortunately, all the mental load that we have and all the expectations and all that exhaustion at some point grabs us, and it becomes impossible for us to enjoy when we're just out of energy and running on dry. So what do we do? Because we can't just name the problem and leave it as it is. First things first, stop trying to work your way out of burnout. Burnout does not resolve through effort. If there's anything burnout doesn't need, its effort. Burnout goes away through rest, support, reducing the demands, and anything that exceeds your resources. So I'll say that again. When you're at the verge of burning out, trying harder does not help. What helps is rest, support, and reducing the demands that exceed your resources. And this can be something as easy as, well, easy maybe sometimes, as saying, you know what, after a certain time, if you guys have any needs or requirements, talk to your dad or talk to your partner, or somebody else takes lead, and that you have a couple of hours for yourself where you know that you will not be bombarded with questions and requests. The second thing we can do is your kids need a rested mom more than a perfect one. Your children will benefit far more from a parent that is regulated and rested, not exhausted. And let's face it, when we're exhausted, we tend to snap at our kids more, which brings in the guilt. The more relaxed we are, and if our cup is full, then we can pour from it. If we run on empty, there's nothing there, there's nothing we can offer. And rest is not a sign of abandonment. The laundry can wait. You need your rest. You are important. And the last thing is understanding that asking for help is not a failure. And maybe this is the hardest one out of all of them. We've been programmed to be strong and to show up. And at times asking for help might feel that you failed as a mom, or you failed as a parent, or you failed in your job. It's not the case. Asking for help is not admitting that you have failed. It's the first act in recovery from a state that cannot heal in isolation, whether that's asking your parent to take over bedtime, or hiring help if you can afford it, or just texting another mom and saying, I'm drowning today. Whatever it looks like for you, do that. Do what works for you. No one can fill an empty container if they do not stop to take care of themselves. And getting your own needs met is not selfish. It's an act of love towards you, and also an act of love towards your family and your children and your partner, because they will all benefit if we show up and we're not grumpy and we're not exhausted. And if you're listening to this while folding laundry or driving the car, or whatever else it is that we do, I see you. You're not alone in this beautiful journey. It is messy. We do need a village. Feeling exhausted doesn't make you less of an amazing mom. Sorry. If you don't have it all together, you don't have to be the Pinterest version or the Instagram version all the time. You don't need permission from anybody. And the truth is, parenting perfection is unachievable. And I don't think that our kids want the perfect life, because life in itself is not perfect, and we would set them up for failure. Finding what works for you and finding your version of good enough is a good step towards recovery. So today I want you to pick one thing, and one thing only. Maybe it's saying no to something, maybe it's asking for help, maybe it's just sitting down for 5 minutes without actually doing anything. Maybe it's writing down a to-do list instead of having it mentally in your head. Whatever works for you, you matter and your well-being matters. And the world needs a whole, fun mom, not a depleted one. So I will see you next time. Take care of yourself. You deserve it.